Say his name. Say her name. Say their name. Say everybody's name. Tonight, this is a closing argument on my final series of Racism in America. Good evening. I'm Mr. Steven, but my real name is Steven Gomez. 31 years old, live right here in my neighborhood in Crown Heights, Brooklyn. I'm a proud Democrat for 12 years. And I'm struggling. Struggling of hope, faith, honesty, and respect. And we need a change. That's all that matters. I remember for the past 4 years of hell that we're in the middle of the racism, the COVID-19, over 7,000 jobs were lost. The economy is going down the drain. And even President Trump doesn't give a sweet honey iced tea. And right now, tonight is the election's eve. And it's up to us to decide to vote for one candidate who want to make a change. This is bizarre in this 2020. We knew something's going to happen. We knew that science is the most important thing in the world. And as you know, the Trump administration doesn't even give a crap about science. They just want to ignore it. Even President Trump wants to ignore it. He ignores about George Floyd or Breonna Taylor or the rest of our black brothers and sisters that we need to change about this racism. And let me tell you something, racism is the issue. When something goes wrong, people trying to look at you, people trying to set you up. You want to be friends that you know or some people that you don't know, from neighbors, on the field, or even in the social media. And let's be honest, I was one of the victims of racism. And some people always try to don't get along. And I was one of them. But tonight, for 5 years, it's time for me to breaking the silence. And I kept that silence for a very long time. Folks, we need change. You could see dozens of people from New York to Manhattan to Long Island to Queens to Brooklyn are getting ready to pump up of early voting. And let's be honest, I was one of them. I refused to go, but I was supposed to do on general election. But in my mind, voting does really matters to me. I remember one time when I was trying to redecorate my room a little bit. My aunt wants me to go to early voting. But it was the beginning of early voting, but the extended times were completely a mess. And I'm just trying to say to myself that I decided I don't want to go. Everything might be too crowded. It feels like you've been waiting for it to get some concert tickets and all kind of stuff. But it's not my time. Some people, they took it like 2 or 3 hours, but that's not my time. But my aunt wants me to go to early voting and wait in line for the past 2 to 3 hours. And let's be honest, it was raining outside and it was completely nasty. So I had to wait. So I won't be able to go, but I had to wait until everything will be turned out on the next day. On Thursday, it's time for me to get out of here. Went to the Brooklyn Museum, waiting in line, just like that. And it took not 1, but 20 minutes fast. That's it. I wait in line. I got free water bottle for one of my favorite candidates. Some people eating a free pizza. And yeah, I'm done. I already posted it on the social media to how I really feel and how I accomplished it about my early voting. But also, voting matters. And your matters too. Trying to stand up and show your pride and how you really feel about what this election means to you. And for me. And for all of us from across the nation around the world. That this nation will definitely going to end. End with racism, COVID-19, and even the end of the Trump era. I want to tell you the story a long time ago that I remember I met 3 people in my life are completely not so good people and disrespectful too. First, it was give me 1 second. One person that I remember is her name is Heidi Dorr. That was pronounced Heididoerr. Heidi Dorr. She's a YouTuber, by the way. And even she have a disability. And I really don't know why. But I met her on Hangouts, Google Hangouts. And she and I started talking, talk about TV shows like Scooby-Doo and etc., etc. But also, she asked me what kind of she wanted me to send me a selfie what I look like. So I did. I sent that picture to her and she just asked me a question. That are you an African American? And I said, no. I'm Hispanic American. But you know what she said to me? And I quote, I'm sorry, I really don't get along with ethnic groups. That's what she said. She doesn't get along with ethnic groups. And to be honest with you, that's racist. After what she just said to me. And it was wrong. As well too. So what I did, I was block her on the spot. From YouTube and especially for Hangouts. And I never see her again for ever since. And also I have another person. Her name is Riley. That's Ryle aka Summer Beauty 600 from Instagram. I be friends with her once. But also she asked me to do me a favor about this phone bill she got. And even her parents don't want to give it to her. And I text her, I don't do that either. Sorry. And you know what she texted me? She said, I'm a black monkey. It's a slang version for the person who is the color of the skin. And in my mind, that I look up that word called black monkey, it was completely offensive to me. And it's really hurt. But I think these two ladies, those young ladies, need to educate themselves and respect one another with color. And even I remember the third person I could remember, it was my ex-neighbor from the third floor. But I'm not going to tell you the name. But she's not my celebrity, to be honest with you. And I'm not even I'm not even a fan of her ever since. You know, after my dad passed away, she and I started talking and everything, and talk about, it's like a heart-to-heart moment. But when we get both each other a hug, everything's amazing. But since I'm still continuing to my grief, I just said to myself, let's just say that it's okay, can I come upstairs and we could talk a little bit more. And for the next 3 seconds, she is starting yelling, but not in a louder way, the strict way. And she said, stop, just stop. If you come to my door again, I will call the cops. Do you like me to call the cops? Now let's stop right there. How the hell that you just said that to me with a black man who have a disability? And let's be honest with you, I just kept my mouth shut for 3 minutes. Just 3.5 minutes. And I didn't say nothing. When she just stormed out, I just walk away. And I knew what she did was completely wrong and a different approach. And a long time ago, when I come back, when I went upstairs a long time ago, I was trying to knock on the door like 3 to 4 times. And she said to me, and she just said to go away. But why she just said that? Well, let me tell you reasons why. She's afraid of the salesman, or the burglar robberies, or Jehovah Witnesses, or even the stalkers, or even the neighbor with the color of their skin. Yeah. Just one thing. Color of their skin. And I knew my mother just warned me about it. That some neighbors really don't like you whatsoever. And during the next morning, after a total argument fiasco, she found me on Twitter. And I said to myself, what? After she yelled at me, she wants me to follow on Twitter for the forgiveness? No way, Jose. And you know what I did? I went on Twitter, blocked her account, and I'll never see her again. During our Thanksgiving, when she said, have a happy Thanksgiving. And I just walk off and I just don't want to say anything. When she come upstairs from outside, I said, I just walk upstairs. Because I really don't want to get along with her anymore. After what she just said to me. And what she said was inappropriate, wrong approach. And what she said right there, it was completely total missing understanding here. Come on. What's going on to this world anyway? Because we're in the Trump era. And it really hurts me, and especially my family and my friends as well, about how they felt. My friends, it's only 24 hours away until the general election. If you're a Democrat or a Republican or an independent or a mountain or the Green Party or you're a liberal, I don't care who you really are. We need to come together as equal. And it's up to you people to vote. We need to make this change. We need to make a world for the better place. And voting does matters. We need a new president who could step up to the plate. And that's what we wanted. Change. And we're definitely going to need that. Forever. So what are you waiting for? Vote November 3rd. And when it hits 11 o'clock, only the Lord knows will control this nation. Thank you. Hey everyone, Mr. Steven here. Thank you so much for watching for the all new episode of The Steven Factor. If you learn more about my show, go to the YouTube channel and click subscribe. And also click the notification bell to see one of my latest videos. Todo para la familia.